When I was prepping for the winter season of anime that started in early January, it looked like it was going to be a slow 3 months. The only good things were continuations of already existing shows, and there was only one new show that I had any interest in. And I'm sure you've guessed it by now, but that show was Tanya the Evil, the story of a Japanese salaryman reincarnated as a 9-year-old girl in a pseudo-fantasized World War I. Yeah, sign me up. For a while it seemed that Tanya and Konosuba 2 were going to be the only shows that I even completed in the winter season. That would have been 2 years in a row with lackluster selection. But then something strange happened. I came across a show that I had previously scoffed at and watched it on a drunken dare. From me to myself. So let's wax poetic about it. Dragons. Fixtures of fiction known for their gravitas and power. Anime girls. Fixtures of fiction known for seductively posing on body pillows. Now imagine dragons, but they never did ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up and it rained down like... Sorry. Imagine if a dragon came to Earth, turned into an anime girl to be the servant of a shut-in lesbian that has a weird fetish for maids. Now I know what you're thinking. What the fuck did you just say? That's the premise of a show called Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and I know what your follow-up thought is. Well, that immediately gets filed into the weird shit show for creepy weebs category. And believe me, when I first heard that premise, I thought so too. Even if you watch the opening animation, you can still kind of get that skeevy vibe. Chicks with tig old bitties, a focus on butts. It's gotta be one of those shows that's all about fan service. Now, I remember laughing about this show's premise with my friends, but then at the halfway point of the season, people were talking about it, but with praise, and not faint praise either. People were taking to the mean streets of Twitter, proclaiming that this show was actually charming and enjoyable. Well, now I've got to see it, lest I be left out of conversation. So I watched it, and I loved it. Now make no mistake, this show is certainly weird, and it has elements of what gives anime such a stigma to mainstream viewers. There are some unapologetic fan service shots and characters in this series, however this show handles it way better than most other comedy series would. Nothing turns me off from an anime comedy series more than the same joke I've been seeing for years now. Oh look, a sexually oblivious character just tripped into titties and got called a baka by the girl who just turned as brightly colored as her ridiculous candy-colored hair. Seen it, seen it, seen it. Kobayashi actually has jokes around that premise though, and it does something different with it. What a novel concept. For example, the fanservice character is constantly ejected from events for being the fanservice character. I find that great, because it allows you to show your ridiculous fanservice, and you get to have a joke and be funny, instead of just being gratuitous. It's like having a cake and eating it too. And that's impressive enough, but Kobayashi actually did more to impress me over the course of its run. It was the most consistently well-animated show that I saw this season. It was bright and colorful, and all of the characters were expressive and memorable. And those characters are the main reason that anybody with even a passing interest in the show should watch it for. Every single character is fun, and their personalities play well off of each other. There wasn't a single character that felt like a waste. There's even that cliched office coworker character that's Kobayashi's drinking buddy, who in any other lesser show would have just been a generic-looking dude with a generic dude outlook. But in Kobayashi, he actually has a personality and actually contributes to the other characters. Also, it's hard not to relate to and enjoy Kobayashi, the main character. She's not the norm for an anime protagonist. She's an older woman with a bad back and worse drinking habits. She works as a programmer, and she grinds herself every day to the point of exhaustion. As such, she has no time for anything but work, drinking, and sleeping. However, after meeting the titular dragon Toru and the other dragons that follow, she realizes how much she enjoys being wanted by others and what it means to look out for other people. Now, it's easy to label this show as cutesy and not give it a second thought, and that's a perfectly reasonable response. You might have noticed that a lot of the GIF images that you may have seen on your Facebook page or Twitter timelines for this show probably feature the same couple of characters just kind of being adorable, and that kind of bubblegum stuff isn't for everybody. The premise of this show is only going to make that harder to get past as well. However, if you can look past it and you give the show a chance, what awaits you is a truly heartwarming slice-of-life show that has laugh-out-loud funny moments and a cast of characters so well done that it's nearly impossible to not relate to at least one of them. I was pleasantly surprised by Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and I wouldn't be surprised if it overtakes Nichijou as one of my favorites in the hyper-fantasized slice-of-life subgenre. So that's all I've got in this particular forum for Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I'd say more, but this is for recommending and not giving everything away. I hope you watch it and you enjoy it like I did. Give it the chance that I didn't give it initially because I'm a snob that is easily led to things when others start to compliment them. I am the sheeple. Join me.